Hey dudes, CI here. So I was looking at one of Linda's old videos, the one where she was talking about a new job that she has and how it wasn't what she really wanted to be doing, but it was a job. And dude, I totally understand you, Linda. Sometimes you end up in a job that you don't especially love, but it's still, you're working, contributing society. All work is honorable, but that doesn't mean it's your dream job. And I know all about that. Watching the video got me to thinking to myself, how many jobs have I had? There have been a ton. But the weird thing about me is I haven't just had jobs. I've had careers. And when I say careers, that's plural. I have had multiple careers. And so I was like, could I actually name all the jobs I've had? And so I started making a list, and I don't know if I've got them all, but here's an idea. Okay, so at age 12, newspaper delivery boy. Around age 14, I was a custodian at the YMCA, and I also did a little bit of time there as a summer camp counselor. It's one of the first places I found out I was good with kids. When I was 16, I was selling fish at a grocery store. That was a very stinky job. When I was 20, I worked a summer at a factory making electric motors. When I was 21, I was a volunteer researcher at a national park. That was like the first job I ever had that was actually cool. 22, I was a summer camp counselor, kind of an environmentalist camp. So I was, sort of figuring out that I was good with kids. And it was at about this point that I finished up with college, and I had a degree in naturalist biology, which worked out perfectly for me because it allowed me to be an outdoor educator, working with kids, talking about nature. I did that for 5 years. I had a 5-year career. I worked at an outdoor ed center in Texas. I worked at a science camp in New Hampshire. That was 3 different summers. I worked in an environmental camp in North Carolina. That was 2 different summers. And as you can tell, these are sort of like not permanent jobs. You get a job at one place for 9 months, and then you get another job at another place for 3 months, and then you're at another place for 4 months, and you have to move. It's like a gypsy's life. And in between all these different jobs, you have little smaller jobs that just sort of keep you going until you get the next bigger job. So I was like at a plant nursery. I worked at a bagel shop. I worked at a coffee shop. I worked at a fucking Kentucky Fried Chicken. I worked at a plant nursery. I was a landscaper. I was even a temporary secretary in an office. That was a disaster. I'm so bad. It was like their phones with buttons, and I didn't know what I was doing. But being an outdoor educator is a gypsy life. You move from job to job to job, and after 5 years, I kind of got sick of that. And I was like, fucking shit, I don't want to move ever again. I never want to move again. And so I thought, well, what's next? What's my next adventure? And I joined the Navy. I was in the U.S. Navy for 5 years. I was a journalist, which was a good job for me. I'm good as a journalist. I'm a good writer. I was good on TV. Not as much moving. I had the same job for 5 years. Granted, I did that job in a number of different places, but, it wasn't as bad as moving every 3 months. But after 5 years of that, I was ready for something different. I had a girlfriend, and I sort of wanted to, try that. I wanted to see if I could make that more permanent. So I got out of the Navy. I moved to Boston and be with her, and I was an elementary school teacher. So I was in elementary school for 4 years. 1 of those years in Boston, 3 of those years in North Carolina. And I liked a lot about that. But there were other things I didn't like about it. And after 4 years of that, I was like, oh my God, am I really getting ready to start another career? I've already been an outdoor educator. I've already been a journalist. Now I'm a school teacher. Hey, it's time for another career. So for 5 years, I was a long-haul truck driver. I drove around the United States. I'm talking about going from Illinois to Florida, and then straight from Florida to California, and then from California to Kansas City. Long haul, staying out on the road, sleeping in the back of your truck, being gone for a month. I did that for 5 years. It was fun for maybe 2 or 3 of those years, and then it started to not be fun anymore, and then it started to make me a little crazy in the head. Now that's my 4th career? Outdoor educator, Navy, elementary school teacher, long-haul truck driver. That's 4 different careers. And at this point, I've been working, if you add it all up, I've been working for like 20 to 25 years. I've saved up money. I have low expenses. I don't spend a lot. I decided, you know what? I've got enough money that I can make a new career as a writer. So this is my 5th career. Now I'm a writer, which pays shit, but I'm sort of living off the savings I had from all those other careers. How long will this last? How long will this career last? Well, judging by the rest of my careers, it'll be about 5 years, which means I should be ready to switch in like another year, maybe 2 years. Will that actually happen? Will I once again switch careers? It's hard to say. I'm actually pretty happy right now. I'm enjoying the writer's life. I'm not feeling the urge to switch jobs. I'm not feeling wanderlust. So maybe this career will stick. My 5th career might be my last one. So Linda, maybe you've got that to look forward to. Maybe you've got a lot of adventure to look forward to, a lot of different jobs and different careers. Or maybe you'll have one career for your entire life. I don't know which one's best. I really don't. My life has been bizarre, no doubt about it. Maybe you're looking for bizarre, or maybe you're not looking for bizarre. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Life is an interesting thing. Life is an adventure, and you don't know at the start how it's going to go. You just sort of try and do your best. All right, guys, that's it for me. I'll see you next week.